Feels good to have desire, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Well, if it does, that's good. And if it doesn't, that's not so good. Because when your desire feels good to you, it means you're not in the way of it. You're letting your desires be answered. You're in the receiving mode, and you're letting yourself receive the inspiration that will help you to be in the right place at the right time and have the impulses that will move you toward what you want. So your timing is good and your alignment is supreme. But if your desire annoys you, I've wanted this for so long, I now hate it. Or if it makes you feel insignificant or not blessed, why doesn't what I want happen for me? Why does it happen for others but not for me? Or if you feel jealousy or envy, how come they've got that and I don't? Or angry, somebody should have given me more. My parents should have accumulated more before they croaked. So my inheritance would have been more significant. We're not really kidding, because there are so many things that people sometimes feel because they are not open to allowing the well-being that they're asking for in. Because so many people don't understand that this is a universe that's based on attraction. Attraction. And you are the attractor. But you're not just the attractor, you're the letting it inner. But of course, that's all part of the attraction, isn't it? In other words, wanting it is part of the attraction. Letting it in is another part of the attraction. In other words, you've got to be on the wavelength of what you want in order to experience it, in order to live it, in order to witness it. And so you came into this physical body with such powerful and deliberate intent because you understood the laws of the universe. You understood that when you got here, surrounded by so many others, that collectively you would find new ways of looking at things, that you would discover personally new things that you want. And you knew then that once you identified something that you want, that then your job was to tune to it in order to allow it to grow within you, to flow to you and through you, so that you could witness that as your life's work. Really, you are your own life's work. You are the extension of source energy, and you've come with this powerful intention to live happily ever after, which doesn't mean live miserably until the end and then get a little happier. It doesn't mean to have a horrible time of it and then finally break through into something that's a little less horrible. And it doesn't mean suffer and sacrifice so that when you croak, you'll be rewarded by something. You came with this powerful intention, understanding that the balance of diversity and the plethora of contrast would assist you in your personal expansion and evolution and joy. And you knew that there were three powerful intentions that were focused within you, within everyone, of freedom and growth and joy. And you knew that it would be your work to acknowledge your freedom, acknowledge it, because it's got to be. You have to accept that you are free because everything is responding to your thoughts and nobody's thinking your thoughts. You are free to think your thoughts. You are so free that you can choose bondage. You're so free that you can think thoughts that no matter how much you ask for things, you don't let them in. You are so free that you can complain yourself into the disallowance of all things you want. And no one will stop you from it. No one can get inside your head and change the way you are thinking. Only you can. Free to acknowledge your freedom. And you knew that the exploration into life would be an opportunity for you to discover, to acknowledge, to perpetuate continual joy. You knew that when you focus in alignment with who you really are, that the absence of resistance is the feeling of joy. And you knew that that would be your quest, because that attention to what feels good to you is attention to your own guidance system. And attention to your own guidance system is about the recognition of the vibration between you and your human physical body and you from your non-physical source perspective. You knew that the non-physical part of you would remain non-physical, and that you would come into this body as you have done, and that law of attraction would be responding to both aspects of that point of attraction. You here, you can focus upon whatever you want, because after all, you're free to do it. And as you focus, your inner being is focusing upon the same thing at the same time. And as you focus, and as the source within you focuses, there sometimes may be a vibrational variance between the way you're looking at it and the way your inner being is looking at it. And when that is the case, when you're seeing it differently than your inner being does, you feel the vibrational discord, and that's what negative emotion is. But if you are one who is seeking joy, so that you are deliberately contouring your thoughts, so that your thoughts feel good as you think them, then you're discovering more and more as you move through your life experience the way the source within you thinks and looks and feels about the things that you are focused upon. And so as you are a seeker of joy, you are a seeker of alignment with your source. And as you are a seeker of alignment with your source, then you are lowering the resistance within you, and you are no longer blocking what you've been asking for. And then, since you are born with this powerful triad of intentions of freedom and growth and joy, as you are seeking joy in your atmosphere of freedom, the result is this joyous expansion. Now, we want you to know that that joyous expansion happens whether you are a seeker of joy or not, because when you ask, it is given. When you explore contrast and know what you don't want, and therefore ask for what you do want, even if you're not speaking words about it, you emanate a vibration. We call it a rocket of desire, because it comes from you fast. And when that desire emanates from you, that source within you focuses completely upon it. Imagine your inner being focusing on what you want, even though you may be resisting it by your awareness that it hasn't happened yet. So as the source within you focuses upon what you want, it happens immediately. What you ask for is given to you instantaneously in vibrational form. But the vibration has to mature into something that you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch. In other words, these vibrations begin and then they evolve, they become. And that's why freedom and expansion or growth and joy, that is the triad of intentions that you understood so clearly. You knew it was the perfect combination, and you were so eager to come into this physical body. So here you are, all day, every day, experiencing the emotional awareness of how well or not well you are aligned or not aligned with the perspective of your source. So you were non-physical before you came into this body, and the larger part of you remains non-physical, and here you are. Here you are, important. Here you are. So you sift and sort and explore and know what you don't want and know what you do want, and you launch these continual rockets of desire, and your inner being evolves and expands because of that. And then you have a choice whether to keep up to speed with your own expansion or not. And when you do, you feel so good. And when you don't, you feel so not good. And now you know everything that is important. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. Don't worry about us. We will wedge our message in the crack. Also, if you are not chosen to come to the hot seat, it doesn't mean that we are not aware of you, because we are. In this room, because of law of attraction, there is someone who is ready to speak about what you want to know. And because we know what you want to know, we will choose them, and they will instigate the perfect conversation about it. And so there isn't anything that is active within you that you right now want to know that will be left out of this conversation. So just relax and know that we're going to have a really good day together, where things that you want to know we will discuss fully. It is our expectation that you will shift vibrationally quite a lot here today, because we've got you outnumbered. There are so many of us aware of you and focused upon who you are and what you want. And something that we so want you to know about the source within you, about your own inner being, is that we know where you stand in terms of your manifestations, or in terms of your readiness for manifestations, in relationship to where those things that you want are. And we know the path, your path of least resistance. We've got your number. We know what your hang-ups are, and we know how to talk you around them. Of course, it's nice as little by little you release your resistance so that it's a clear path between where you are and where you want to be. But that resistance or contrast, or those hang-ups that you've got, those beliefs that you hold that are in your way, or that you are in the process of releasing, or in some cases the process of picking up now, they really don't matter very much when you understand.